What's going on, heroes? And in today's video, I'm on my current favorite character, my Water Blast Energy Manipulation Blaster Slime Boy. Now that's completely irrelevant for what we're talking about today, but I had to share because Water Blast is so much fun. If you haven't tried it out, you need to. Water Blast is a blast. Today what I'd like to do is share with you a tip that I received recently that really allows you to get the most out of your City of Heroes graphically. Today's PC hardware has come a long way. We have so much more power compared to what we had back in the day when this game was live. And I just recently found out that there were some things added into this game, some enhancements and some options that were not available when this game was live, that were actually put in after it was shut down. So we're going to explore a couple of those options today, take a look at the performance impact that it has, and just see visually what it does to this game. The first thing I'm going to do is show my FPS counter. That way we can take a look at how much of a performance hit we take when we enable these options. So in the chat window, if you want to show your FPS, what you're going to do is / show FPS space 1. Press enter. Now you'll notice up in the top right corner, you might need to move this down a little bit to see it, but you'll see we're sitting pretty solid at 60 FPS. Now I'm going to close the chat window for a moment and show you in the options what we've got. So if you'll notice right now, currently I am on Ultra. Now keep in mind that for this video, my PC is an i9-9900K, an RTX 2070 Super, and 64 gigs of RAM. So that'll kind of give you something to compare to give you an idea of what I'm working with. Go ahead and go down to advanced graphics settings. That will most likely be disabled by default unless you've enabled it in the past. Go ahead and enable that, and then this is personal preference. I have shadow quality on low. This has nothing to do with my machine not being able to handle higher shadow quality. I just prefer the brightness, a little bit of extra brightness that I get from having the shadow quality on low. Again, that is completely just a personal preference. What we're really looking for here is the advanced graphics settings. So what we're looking at is a world detail slider. Now what this does is it controls the distance at which objects are rendered and the amount of detail rendered. So what I'm going to do is make this a little bit smaller. That way you can really take in this change. So keep an eye also, you'll notice again we're still hovering around a solid 60 frames per second. I also want you to pay attention to the tops of the buildings. You'll notice that there will be more clutter and things that will populate on them. Also take a look, you can barely see this statue over to the left, and then it's mostly all just kind of a fog effect out any further. So it's set at 100%. Let's slowly slide it over and watch the changes. You can really start to see more clutter pop up on those buildings. HVAC units, satellites. There's even another statue far off to the left that's coming into view. The trees, lots more foliage. So some big changes. We'll just go ahead and slide it all the way over to 200%. So you can see the view distance is much greater, a lot more clutter. It looks a lot different. Now here's the thing. What if I told you you could double that? You could push that even further. You could go from 200% to 400% on that. Here's how. What you want to do is pull up your chat window. So what you want to type is / VIS _ scale space 4. Now I want you to pay attention to the environment and see how this changes. So we press enter, and I mean, you see some small changes. You can see it kind of reach out a little bit further, especially kind of out here with how far you can see. But what if I told you that you could take that from 400% from the 4 would equal 400%. You could bump that up to 2,000%. Crazy, right? Let's go ahead and try it, because this was actually added after the game shut down. So you can really push it to the limit. So let's take a look at the changes here for that. /VIS underscore scale space 20. Now, as far as I know, that is as high as you can possibly take this. Again, keep an eye on it, even back up if you have to kind of take a look at the changes. Enter. Okay, so again, may not look like huge changes, but if you'll notice, you can actually now see the top of this building here. You can even see some lights and torches and things far off in the distance that we couldn't see before. So we might actually even go down and try to take a look at this. Now you'll notice our FPS, I'm going to sit still for a moment, dropped from 60 to around 48 to 49 FPS. So we dropped almost 10 frames per second by pushing that to 20. Now, you can go anywhere in between here. So you could bring up your FPS counter, kind of play around with it, and see what's comfortable for your machine. Again, I mentioned my specs earlier, and it's actually kind of pushing it some. Let's go into a more populated kind of area so we can see some players. But if you notice here, it looks a lot different. Let's actually give one more comparison. Let's bump that back down real quick, just to give you an idea. So really just let it soak in where it's at currently. This would be 100%. You can kind of see you can't really make out anything over here. Let's bump that back up again. /VIS underscore scale space 20. You can actually even see the auction house out here in the distance. This is a nifty little trick that will allow you to get the most out of your graphics in City of Heroes. What you have to think about is the fact that this was 32-bit software back in the day. So it was really limited on how much of your hardware it could actually use to help out the game graphically. Now, with Homecoming anyways, we have a 64-bit version of the game. So you can actually use more of your hardware to help increase your graphics, for instance, and really helps it run smooth and helps it look a lot better. So just play around with that a little bit. Worst case scenario, you can always pull your options back up and set things back to default or back how they were. I'm going to play around with it. I think I'm probably going to try it around anywhere from 5 to 10. I personally kind of just enjoy the way the game looks in general and don't feel the need to push the limit with it. But some people do, and I completely understand that and get that side of it as well. Now, also for the FPS meter, some of you are probably thinking, Positive Gamer, well, that's annoying because I put my stuff up here and it's kind of over the top of it. What you want to do is /show FPS space 0. Press enter, and that will take it back away for you. But let me know down in the comment section. I'm really curious to see if you guys try this, and let me know what you think about it. Let me know if your hardware can handle it. Let me know what you run it on. Let me know if you like it, you don't like it, just your experience with it and what you think about it. Most people were aware of this option with the / command to bump it up to 400%, but I had no idea that you could bump that up to 20, which is practically 2,000%, which is just crazy. It looks so different. But let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. If you haven't done so already, make sure you smack that subscribe button. Continue to grow this positive gaming community that we have here on this channel. But I will see you guys in Paragon City soon. Positive Gamer, peace out.